Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Vision to Victory podcast, where we discuss practical ways to turn your dreams into reality. I want to talk about confidence. We all have been around people who, when they talk, everyone listens. When they say they can do something, you believe them. They're not only confident in their own abilities and who they are, but they inspire that confidence in others as well. What leads to that? It's not positive thinking. It's not willpower. It's not psych yourself up or even good values that lead to that type of confidence. None of those things are inherently bad, of course, but they just don't equate to confidence. I want to give you 3 thoughts, things that you can focus on that lead to real confidence, and I would say are the antidote to insecurity. The first is being versus doing. The second, progress versus perfection. And the third is process versus results. So let's talk about being versus doing. Being focuses on who you are or who you want to be. So for instance, I want to be a physically healthy person. It's not something I do, it's who I am. And once you determine who you want to be in any particular area, in this case, physical health, the actions become easy. You just find somebody or a few people maybe who have what you want, and then you figure out what they do. I recommend talking to them directly if that's an option. Figure out what they do and find out how to emulate that in your own life. But you focus on the being, on who you want to be first. Once you know that, the actions are easy. So being versus doing. Second, progress versus perfection. As a recovering perfectionist, I can speak personally to this one. It's so critical for our confidence that we just keep moving forward, just keep moving in the direction that we want to go, in the direction of who we want to be. Tony Robbins talks a lot about this. As long as we're making progress, our confidence will continue to build and grow. Honestly, much more than the result itself that we're after. If you set a goal or determine something that you want to incorporate in your life, as long as you're moving in that direction consistently, you will feel more and more confident each little step that you take, no matter how small the step is, truly. What will erode your confidence faster than anything is when you determine who you want to be and then you take steps in the opposite direction. There's nothing that will erode your confidence quicker than not lining up your actions with who you want to be or with your values. So being versus doing, progress, not perfection. And then third, process versus results. Winners focus on process. Professionals focus on process. Amateurs focus on results. Back to the physical health analogy, if you want to be physically healthy, and let's say you're really out of shape, you're not going to go lose 30 pounds tomorrow. And if you get too hyper-focused on the goal, let's say it's to lose 30 pounds, if you get too hyper-focused on the goal, then it's likely that you'll get disappointed, disillusioned, frustrated, and you'll quit. Because anybody who's familiar with getting in shape, especially if you've been out of shape and gotten in shape, it's not fun and it's a roller coaster, and you might, lose a pound or 2 one week and then be completely flat the next week. And if you're strictly focused on the results, then that will derail you, deter you. This isn't working. Why bother? But if you focus on process, meaning I'm going to work out 3 days a week for 45 minutes, whatever it is, and I'm going to eat, 150 grams of protein. No matter what, I'm focusing on what I can control, the process, and fine tune it, tweak it as you go. But if you focus on process, the results become inevitable. And the more you fine tune your process, the better the results will be. The problem is if you focus on results, then you'll put yourself in a position to be disappointed. You likely will become impatient. This is speaking again from personal experience. If I just strictly focus on results, then it's kind of like, I want it now. I want to get these results as quickly as possible. When you focus on process, and here's the pro tip here, when you realize that dialing in the process is the success, like that's the real win. When you get a sustainable process that you can make a part of your life that leads to the inevitable results that you are looking for, and that will ultimately lead you to be that person that you determine that you want to be, there's very little that is more satisfying than that. I'll give you a personal example in my own life. I own and run a business, and the goal of starting the business was, not only to provide some valuable services, but certainly to make money. We're a for-profit business, and making money is the goal. But if we focus strictly on profit, it'll lead you to cutting corners and ultimately lead to unsustainable results. When you focus on process and being excellent at what you're doing, and focus on the details and all the things that lead to providing a good service or good product, then again, the results become inevitable. So let's just recap. Confidence does not come from positive thinking. It doesn't come from, again, willpower, psyching yourself up, any of those things. Where does it come from? It comes from focusing on being versus doing. Focus on who you want to be. Focus on making progress consistently, not perfection. Perfection will paralyze you, keep you from making any progress at all. And then focus on process, not results. So focus on implementing things that are sustainable and in line with who you want to be, and the results will take care of themselves. Thanks for listening.